Tuesday, it's another episode of Garage419. Me and Mike Spinelli talking about the Viper shattering the ZR1's ring record, M3 deciding to not go lightweight, but the ISF, yeah, and will the new McLaren start looking like a Mini? Now, last week's question of the week, we said it's the best of times or the worst of times for cars. About 80% of you agreed with me, said it was the best of times. And for those of you who trash Leo, leave the poor guy alone. He's old and has to wear a suit every day. He doesn't deserve crap from you guys. Come on. Also, all of you who friended me on Facebook, all 50,000 of you, thank you. That was fun, even though you're all guys and in high school. This is Garage419. All right, Mike Spinelli in studio with me again today, as usual. What up, Mike?
What's up, man?
Chilling. I'm chilling.
That's
now,
good. Good to be chilling.
I love it when a car breaks the ring record because we get video. It's fun, right?
Absolutely. I mean, this is like, it's almost like, oh, it's Monday or Tuesday or whatever day it is.
New ring record.
Time for a new ring record.
Exactly. The
yeah.
Viper ACR, as we know, 60 pounds lighter, sticky tires, and big aero, has shattered the ZR1's ring record by a massive 4.4 seconds.
It's it's amazing. It's the attack of the 600 horsepower cars on the ring. It's incredible. I mean, you know, the Viper is a hell of a car. The ACR has like 10 times the downforce of a regular Viper.
The big rice wing is what gets you there.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think it's like, it's like the difference between 100 and 1,000 foot-pounds, or not foot-pounds, 1,000 pounds of downforce.
Yeah.
At 150 miles an hour, it's a hell of a sticky car.
Oh, well, don't get me wrong. I'm all for big wings as long as they're actually functional. And when you're turning down a lap time like 7:22 in a street-legal car, that's pretty ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I mean, the ZR1 just did it at 7:26. Now they're at 7:22. And if you watch the video and see how many times the guy bangs up against the rev limiter.
Yeah, he misses a couple shifts in that.
Yeah,
he probably had another second out of it.
I've never seen a ring record video where a guy actually missed shifts, but
yeah.
it's kind of cool. I mean, it's like just a regular dude. I mean, I don't even know who did it because Motor Trend put it up on their site. They didn't really give any information about it. We don't know who's driving. We don't know.
Well, it's totally unofficial, by the way.
Right, of course. All these are because, I mean, there's no one to officiate.
Right. Well, there really should be. Listen, people, officiate somebody, please. So, having said that, we'll go the other way with it. Chrysler has said that they are willing to consider selling the Viper as its own product. Now, to me, that's weird because, well, it could go either way. Either you get a great ring record and then have a valuable brand to sell because you now have the fastest production car in the world.
That sounds about right, actually.
Or you're selling your best product.
Well, best product, I mean, you know, it's the fastest product easily that Chrysler has. I mean, Chrysler's in a weird spot anyway.
By weird spot, do you mean awful spot?
Not a great spot, but Viper, I mean, I've just been trying to think of who might be around to want to produce the Viper as its own thing. Now, if you remember, I don't know if anybody remembers, but back in the late 70s, early 80s, Bertone took over the Fiat Spider, right?
I don't remember that. And most of our fans are in high school.
But yeah, exactly. But it's car history, dude. You know, that's how it works. But Bertone took over and started putting out which Fiat had discontinued the Spider and the X19, and Bertone, the obvious design firm, took it over and started doing it. So maybe that'll happen here. Them? It didn't work out that hot for them because after a couple of years it was gone. But
well, I mean, I don't think Viper as its own brand sells enough cars to really be able to sustain unless it's just going to be a small little niche market company.
Well, yeah, I mean, it might be a good thing for, say, a company like Hennessy in Texas to get into the car business. I mean, they'd have to buy the tooling, or maybe they could get Chrysler. They could pay Chrysler to build it for them.
Maybe, yeah. I would like to see all Vipers become Hennessy Vipers. That would be like a perfect world, wouldn't it? I mean, all Vipers have 1,000 horsepower. That'd be great.
That'd be crazy.
So moving right along, I don't want to see Viper go, and we've heard that it's going to die in 2011 anyway. And I don't know if Chrysler's in the toilet, they got a tough decision. But either way, it's fast. That's good.
Very fast.
But we kind of knew that already. So Frank Stevenson, very famous car designer, did the new Mini. Has done Fiats, done some Ferraris. Is leaving and going to McLaren.
Right.
This is good.
It's good for McLaren. I mean, it obviously shows that McLaren wants to get deeper into the car industry. I mean, to actually build cars. I mean, they're working on the P11 Supercar right now.
Well, we've seen sketches or renderings of that, but then in the news it said that they have scrapped all those designs and Frank Stevenson is going to do an entirely new design
Yeah.
Except he can't do it for 6 months.
Well, the weird thing is, yeah, I mean, when you leave a company, they have these anti-competitive things where he actually can't work for McLaren for a few months. It's like 6 months or something, where he has what they call gardening leave, where he can't do anything. So I mean, they're going to be behind if McLaren wants him to come in and revamp the design on their P11, or maybe that's the reason why they went to get him.
It could be. I mean, I thought
they have to wait.
When I saw the original renderings of the car, I got to tell you, it didn't really do a lot for me. I mean, it doesn't. The way the McLaren F1 is so simple and functional and awesome looking. I mean, the car is almost a 20-year-old design at this point, and it still like stops you in your tracks. I thought the P11 kind of looked like all the other mid-engine wedge-shaped stuff out there.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Gordon Murray is a hard act to follow. I mean,
yeah.
Gordon Murray is a genius of aerodynamics, of motorsports development, and I mean, the guy who he developed the F1 on an airplane, basically.
Yeah,
I mean,
on a napkin.
On a napkin. Yeah. I mean, the guy's a freaking genius. So, you know, obviously they need that kind of mojo coming in with the new car.
Well, Frank Stevenson's, I mean, you can't really go wrong with someone who has the kind of track record that he does, you know.
And he's a total pro. Worked with Pininfarina doing the Ferraris and stuff. So I mean, you know, it looks like McLaren really wants to go huge time on this thing.
Coming up on Garage 419, we're going to talk about why BMW is not going to make an M3 CSL, but Lexus might. Stick around. Spinelli.
Yes.
Familiar with the BMW M3 CSL?
Yeah, the previous was the lighter M3 from early 2000s, something like 2003.
Lighter, faster, and only available in Europe, unfortunately.
True.
A lot of cloning of them going on here, though. I see a lot of CSL trunk lids. Now, BMW was just about to make an E92, the new M3, in a CSL, until they said they're not now. They canceled it because they want to focus their efforts on the X5 and X6 SUVs.
Yeah. SUV, fast SUVs. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, I was reading that story in Car Magazine from the UK, and I mean, it just seems a little bit weird to me. I mean, SUVs are still a big deal, I guess. I mean, even though in America you can't give them away.
Right. Well, it seems to me that the CSL is such a logical step up from the regular M3.
Right.
Not to mention, and I don't want to say that BMW doesn't have work that they do over there, but there's not a whole lot that goes into it. You know, you take out some weight, you stiffen up the suspension, maybe throw some different wheels on it, and there you go.
And you reprogram it for 500 horsepower.
Right,
I mean,
and
that's basically,
that's it.
It probably shouldn't take that much. I mean, you know, what they're saying, the party line, the corporate line is that they projected a lower demand than they would make money on. I don't know.
doubt it.
I mean, you know, where are they going to put their effort? I mean, it's the M Power brand. I mean, shouldn't it be about small sports cars? But
I think I personally don't really care if there's an MX5. I really don't. I mean, the X5 is a quick SUV and it does its job, whatever. But do we need like another 500 horsepower SUV? Like, probably not.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, they said that they were going to be spending their time instead of the CSL, they're going to be spending on the X6 and X5. X6 is a hell of a car. It's surprisingly nimble and it handles excellently for a car that's got such a high ground clearance. But is that what we want? I mean, really, is it better for them to spend their performance dollars on what? I mean, do people want really fast, well-handling SUVs? I
mean,
don't know,
some people do, but I got to think there's more people out there that want an upgrade to the M3, and especially if you look at the current BMW aftermarket here with E46 M3s, there's a ton of CSL wheels, there's a ton of CSL trunks, there's a ton of the upgrades that are from that Euro spec CSL that people do to their own cars here. If they sold them themselves as complete cars, I think they'd sell a bunch of them.
That's an interesting point. I mean, maybe they'll eventually offer a kind of a quasi-CSL package with the BMW individual. So that could be a way to go.
Well, if you want lightweight, though, there's good news. Lexus is going to be making the ISF in a lightweight version. Do you like the ISF, Spinelli?
Yeah, it's a nice car. It's a little light on the kind of visceral, like, holy crap feel. But
well,
I mean, it's great.
That's what the lightweight's going to be for.
I'm hoping that'll be the case.
They're kind of mum on the specs exactly right now, but it will be existing, and we will try and keep you posted. Now, the question of the day. We have said in past episodes that we can kind of bridge a gap between you, the audience, and the automotive industry. We know some of those guys, and we know a bunch of them watch the show. So the question is, for you guys, if you had a question you wanted to ask someone in the industry, an executive, a design guy in an American car company, what do you want to ask them? Right? And it's very simple. You can talk to the car companies. What do you want to ask them? Spinelli, you got a question?
Yeah, can they give me a ZR1 for the weekend and a Viper ACR so I could do a little personal test?
All right. Well,
just a little kind of, you know.
I don't think they're going to go for that. But you
you can ask. It doesn't hurt to ask.
You already drove ZR1 and crashed it.
Stop it.
Leave your comments below, and don't forget to go to Garage419.com. Click on the link for Invitational and find out more about our charity Pro-Am go-karting race at Grand Prix New York on October 26th. We need money for our charity, Racing for Research, so please make some donations. And give me another 200 friend requests on Facebook today. See you later. I'm out. Spinelli, thanks.
See ya.
Peace.